Hello. Hi. Welcome back to What's Up in Makeup. Oh my goodness, it has been 3 weeks since we've been here with the news, so I have a lot to share with you today. We're going to start off with Time naming Rare Beauty as the most influential company of 2024, fiscal year 2024. Of all the companies, not just the beauty company, all of the companies. We'll talk about their logic behind that and the company that shares that title with them. I'd love to get your input on what you think about that. We also have another celebrity beauty launch because of course we do. L'Oreal responding to accusations that their jasmine flowers are sourced using child labor. That's a wild story that I want to talk to you about. I have business updates for you on e.l.f. Beauty as well as Ulta Beauty, and a very interesting story coming out of the Netherlands about something that they're trying over there, giving out free sunscreen. I would love it if this works, but I don't have high hopes. We're going to talk about it. Hang tight. We're getting into it right now. Hello, my friend. Like I said, welcome back to What's Up in Makeup, where we talk about all of the makeup industry news all in one place. I've done all the research and the searching for you, and I've summarized it all for you in one nice, neat little package. But before we get into the makeup news for this week, we do have to take a moment to thank this week's sponsor. This video is very kindly sponsored by NIRA. NIRA is the fastest, most powerful at-home laser treatment for wrinkles on the face, neck, chest, and even the backs of your hands. The patented non-fractional technology that is in NIRA will treat your wrinkles. It will build your collagen without any redness or downtime. NIRA works by using the same laser chip that is used in dermatology offices, but in the comfort of your own home. So you don't have to make an appointment and then wait for your appointment and then drive to your appointment and then drive home from your appointment. You just have to turn the thing on and do the thing, and it takes like 5 minutes. So you may be asking at this point, but how does it actually work? I'm going to explain it. It's very cool. So you may know that our elastin and collagen production slows down as we age, and that's what leads to wrinkles and sagging skin. So what NIRA does is it gently heats the dermis layer of the skin. And what that does is it encourages collagen production at that lower layer, which leads to a plumping of the skin. And one thing I personally love about it is that it is so easy to use. All you do is push this little button here and it turns it on, and then you set your desired strength. I have mine cranked all the way up to the top at level 5. And then you just do this. And you wait for the beep, and then you move to the next spot. And wait for the beep. And that is literally it. It is so easy. After I use my NIRA, I use their Moisture Lock Serum. This is basically a hyaluronic acid serum that its whole job is to pull water into the skin. It's extremely lightweight and it feels so good on the skin. It dries down very, very quickly. After that, I use their Youth Renewal Peptide Cream. This cream has so much good stuff in it. Y'all know I'm an ingredient geek, so when I saw that this had Matrixyl 3000 in it and 3% arginine, I was like, oh my gosh, like yay, that is awesome. If you watch skincare YouTube, you already know how amazing that is. I also put the serum and the moisturizer all over my neck and chest because that part ages too. And after that, I just pop on my sunscreen and I'm good to go for the day. I've been using the NIRA Precision for almost 2 years, and I've been using the Pro since it came out, and I've seen some beautiful results from it in the depth of my wrinkles. My wrinkles theoretically should be getting deeper, but they are getting less prominent, which makes me very, very happy. What I would also recommend though is to go over to the NIRA website, because in their review section, they have photos, before and after photos of the customers that have purchased NIRA, and it's just more information to see how NIRA works on different people. But I have to tell you, one of the things that I love about NIRA is that they are so confident that their device is going to work. They have the 90-day NIRA challenge. So if you purchase your NIRA, you get it home, you use it for 90 days, and it isn't everything you wanted it to be, you can return it for a full refund, no questions asked. And of course, because this is a sponsored video, NIRA has also given me a discount code. The code and the percent off is on the screen now. It will also be in the video description. So thank you again so much to NIRA for once again sponsoring my videos. I love partnering with companies that I have been using and loving for years that I can confidently recommend to you. And with that being said, my friend, it is now time for What's Up in Makeup. Just a second, a special shout out to NIRA for sponsoring a group of my videos. I just really appreciate them because it's brands like NIRA and your engagement in those sponsorships that helps me to continue to do this job full time so that I can provide content like What's Up in Makeup and my deep dives. And with that being said, let us jump into What's Up in Makeup. For real this time. Let's be real, it probably won't come as a shock to you that Rare Beauty is being recognized as an influential beauty brand. They have been crushing it since they launched. Selena Gomez overall, not 100%, but overall has a pretty good reputation in the industry. The products have a very good reputation across the beauty space. People seem to love a lot of their products. They've become holy grails for some people. So it's not surprising they are an influential beauty brand. But what I did not expect was that Time recognized them as the most influential brand of the fiscal year of 2024. In just a moment to recognize that a fiscal year is different than a calendar year. That's why it's happening now and not in December. Time produced a short video segment about Selena and her company. I'm going to play a little clip for you now. Full video linked below.
So before the makeup products even happened, I wanted the brand to be some sort of resource for people as well, because I feel like if I'm here, I might as well do as much good as I can. I think for me, inclusivity was always from the get-go what we wanted, because I mean, even the first campaign we shot, I didn't want necessarily models. I wanted what everyone and what we look like when we wake up and not have all this stuff. Like, I wanted it to be real women that would use it and share their own story along with it. So we ended up giving names to these faces, and they created this whole idea of this isn't just for someone of a specific type. It's for everyone. It's for anyone who wants to try to play with makeup or go to the community for any sort of mental health resources. My goal would be to build such a strong community that the Rare Impact Fund that is with Rare Beauty, that I would actually hope that we could make and continue to make change. As far
There were two covers for Time Magazine's most influential company that were created this year because Selena and Rare Beauty are sharing this title with another company. The other cover features Dario Amodi. He is the CEO of a company called Anthropic. Anthropic is described as a company that focuses on AI research and products that put safety at the frontier. They've created something called Claude 3, and it's supposedly a big competitor for ChatGPT. What Claude 3 claims is their strength is their ability to communicate with a human, in that it acts more like a human than ChatGPT does. It's not quite as robotic. But that's just what the company says. I have not used it. But back to makeup. Rare Beauty, why did Time choose them? What made them stand out of all of the companies across industries? And what they cite is that it was started 4 years ago, but they are crushing it in the numbers. It's a top seller in Sephora, but it is also sold across 36 different countries. The brand's annual sales grew 100% from 2021 to 2022, and then 200% the following year. I'm assuming those are rounded numbers because that would be magical if they were exactly that. That's just my neurodivergent brain picking on those exact numbers, but that's what Time says, so I'm just gonna believe them. According to Time, they hit $400 million in the 12 months ending in May of 2024. Just the Soft Pinch liquid blush alone brought in $70 million. Just that one product. You might remember from an episode about a month ago, we talked about how there were rumors started that Selena was thinking about selling Rare Beauty. And in that, it was discovered that Rare Beauty's valuation was at about $2 billion. Along with their stellar sales, Rare Beauty was also recognized for the Rare Impact Fund. Now, the Rare Impact Fund helps support programs that support people's mental health. Only 1% of sales go to the Rare Impact Fund, but just that 1% raised $13 million for different causes. The Rare Impact Fund gives grants to 26 organizations across 5 continents working to improve mental health. And unlike some celebrity brands, word on the street is that Selena is very involved in the production of her products and testing the products, picking the products, in the packaging, all of that, which was really surprising to us when she launched her body care line and they were really difficult to squeeze, because Selena is known for being aware of, fine motor mobility issues. So we were a little surprised by that. But since the feedback came back on that, they are talking about changing the packaging. They've also added a pump to the body lotion so that people who are having difficulty squeezing it can now pump the product out. I think what happened there was that they were trying to go the more eco-friendly route by using post-consumer recycled plastic, which is harder. It's just a harder plastic. And I think that was the choice that they made, not realizing how difficult it would be to squeeze, not really thinking that through. But anyway, point is that Selena supposedly is extremely involved in the designing of the products. Time magazine also noted that Rare Beauty, unlike a lot of other beauty brands, didn't struggle after 2020 when there were all the supply chain issues going on. Rare Beauty continued to thrive and grow. Their CEO, his name is Scott Friedman, said in a statement that it's not about racing to the top, it's about a long game. Quote, "We're here to decide the best way to become one of the largest, if not the largest, prestige beauty brand in the world, and it's not a rush. We are making our decisions to grow in the long run." Not that Selena watches What's Up in Makeup, but congratulations to you and the Rare Beauty team. I feel like it is a place well earned in that top spot. There are a lot of brands that try to do what Rare Beauty has done. It is not easy. Let the next celebrity beauty line commence. I know grammatically that doesn't quite make sense, but it will in context in just a moment. So before we talk about the next celebrity beauty line, let's do a little bit of a running count of what we've got so far. So in February, we had Sansi Skin by Pamela Anderson. I'm going to have this memorized. Sacred by Beyonce, and The Shop by LeBron James. In March, Papa Tui by The Rock, Pink Friday Nails by Nicki Minaj. In April, Win by Serena Williams. We had Type B by Rita Ora. In May, Orabella by Bella Hadid, and Freaks of Nature by Kelly Slater. So we are at 9, my friends. Are you ready for number 10? It's called Commence, and it is a hair care line by Brooke Shields. This hair care line was specifically made for women 40 and older. In 2020, Brooke built a community with the title Beginning is Now, and the idea was to support women who were 40 and older. But just yesterday, Beginning is Now changed over their social media platforms to Commence. The caption on the Instagram photo says, "New name, same mission. Very excited to welcome you to @ShopCommence. We made this for you, for us. ShopCommence.com launches on Monday." The caption continues, "Commence is a reminder that new beginnings can happen at any age, and a call to action for us all to embrace our next chapter and age optimistically. What started as Beginning is now Commence, a platform and products made to support one another and empower aging honestly and on our own terms. When your hair looks good, you feel good. Period." Here's a clip from Brooke's video that she launched a few weeks ago, telling the people who were in the community that something was changing.
New beginnings are happening for us here at BIN. 4 years ago, we started this journey together. And it has been so inspiring to see everyone come together and see them celebrate and support one another. You all have taught me so much, and I just want to thank all of you. Now, this past year, I have been very hard at work assembling an unbelievable team and developing what's next for Beginning is Now. I have built something new for you that's going to land this summer. It's a platform and products built with you and for you, for us. Our mission remains the same. It's to celebrate and support one another, aging honestly, fearlessly, and with joy.
So now we know that it's a hair care line that Brooke was going to start. And we will find out tomorrow what the hair care line looks like, what the products are, what the price point is, and I will keep you posted on what I find out. I'm also still keeping my eye on the potential SZA makeup line that she had talked about, I don't know, probably January, if my memory serves me right. We also heard last week that Kate Moss is looking to start a makeup line, and that may be coming very soon. So stay tuned to What's Up in Makeup. This is a good time to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the information. The next story, I will admit, is not makeup related. However, it is YouTube related. And since you are watching this on YouTube and I feel like this is going to affect you as much as it affects me, I thought you would find it as interesting as I found it. And it relates to the future of YouTube as seen by their CEO. His name is Neil Mohan. Big shocker to no one, Neil wants to continue pushing YouTube Shorts in order to compete with other short form content in other platforms. But that is not all, my friend. He is also coming for your television set. He wants more people watching YouTube on TVs. And so far, this strategy is actually working. According to Nielsen, YouTube is, you will find this shocking, I know I found it shocking, the most popular streaming service on all of television, not counting network TV, not cable TV, streaming service. It is the most popular with 9.6% of viewing time on TV, followed by Netflix at 7.6%. Distant runners up to those are Hulu, Amazon Prime, and Disney Plus. There are two YouTube-based subscriptions that you can sign up for. One of them is YouTube Premium, the other one is YouTube TV, and the latter of those two currently has 8 million subscribers. According to Bloomberg, it's likely that these two subscriptions are key drivers behind Alphabet, the owner of Google and YouTube, their $15 billion in subscription revenue just last year. Analysts say that if YouTube was taken out of Alphabet, taken away from Google and all those, and set aside as its own company, it would be valued at $423 billion. Now, this is the kicker. According to Neil, YouTube wants to be your primary source on all of your devices, your phones, your laptops, your desktops, and your televisions. They paid $70 billion to creators over the past 3 years to invest specifically in that path to get more people watching YouTube all over their devices. In an interview, Neil said, "We're not a social platform. We're not traditional media in the sense that we're not linear television. We're really sort of our own thing. So what that means for me is staying focused on what we do best, which is a place to create, share, and watch video no matter where you are in the world, no matter what screen you're on." But YouTube is facing a problem that you may have seen depending on what you watch on YouTube, and that's creator burnout. There are some very large creators recently, quite a few of them, that have decided to step back from YouTube. And they asked Neil about this. He said, "I know lots of creators who've chosen to either take a break or perhaps move to different sorts of pursuits. Some of them have moved from in front of the camera to behind the camera. Some of them have moved to grow different types of businesses out of their YouTube experience. And I think all of that is actually a natural evolution, but actually also really great because it's a decision that they were able to make based on their success on our platform." What remains to be seen is the future of the beauty space on YouTube. Many years ago, we all kind of felt this active shift within the beauty space. It was a shift away from tutorial-based content, not that nobody made it anymore and not that there weren't still people watching it, but it was a content shift moving away from the tutorials to the makeup reviews. Now, with makeup reviews, there are, of course, still many creators that are creating fantastic reviews, but they aren't getting the level of attention that they used to back, 5-10 years ago. So what I'm currently wondering, and I don't know the answer to this, and that's why I'm asking it, is what is next for the YouTube beauty space? If it's not reviews and it's not tutorials, or you do think tutorials are coming back, what is the next stage of YouTube beauty? I would love to know any and all thoughts down in the comment section down below. I imagine if you are in beauty production and you are on the supply chain side, one of the worst things that you can find out about your supply chain is that one of your suppliers has been using child labor. The last time I saw this really blow up was when Mica was exposed by Refinery 29 back in 2019. There was a documentary posted about the use of child labor in these mica mines, where these children were shown putting their lives in danger in these minds to get the mica out. Now, of course, we know mica is used in cosmetics for sparkle and shine, but it's also used in many other industries. The makeup industry responded by trying to look at their sourcing of their mica, and a lot of them started talking about it in their product description that their mica was ethically sourced. And I imagine that this may be something that fragrance houses will start looking into and start putting on labels, because it surrounds the sourcing of the jasmine flower in Egypt. BBC World released a documentary last week that showed children as young as 5 years old picking these flowers in the very, very wee hours of the morning when it was still very dark, because the concern with the jasmine flower is that if you pick it in the daytime, the flowers tend to wilt. So the best time to pick the flowers is after they've bloomed in the evening. After the children get up and they do their hours of picking, they then go off to school. And one of the worst aspects of this is the pay that these families receive. I'll play a little clip of the documentary for you and let them explain it to you.
Like the majority of jasmine pickers in this region, Heba and her children work throughout the harvest season from June to November. The temperature can reach up to 40 degrees Celsius. When the sun comes up, the pickers deliver their flowers to a collection point, of which there are hundreds. Once the flowers have been weighed, they are transported to factories operating in the region. These are the main three: A. Fakri & Co., Hashem Brothers, and Mashaliko. The factories extract jasmine oil from the flowers to sell to fragrance houses around the world. Heba, like most of the jasmine pickers, is what's known as an independent picker and works on a smallholder farm. Out of what she earns, she has to pay a third to the owner of the land that she picks flowers on. Heba alone picked under 1 kilo of flowers overnight, but with the help of her children picking, she managed to deliver 1.5 kilos of jasmine flowers to the collection point, leaving the family with roughly $1.50 for today's work.
According to the documentary, both L'Oreal-owned Lancôme and Lauder-owned Erin Beauty sourced their jasmine from Egypt, where these miners were filmed picking flowers. The flowers are then sent to local factories, and the oil is used by the fragrance industry when it is extracted. And what they're saying is that the reason why the pay is so low is because of the decrease in the value of the Egyptian pound, and also that the big companies at the top are kind of squeezing funds, and that is trickling down because it puts pressure on the suppliers to cut costs. And one of those costs is the pay for the people who are picking and how much they're paying those pickers for 1 kilo of flowers. The documentary was released on Monday, and by Friday, L'Oreal had put out a statement. They said that they always act immediately if they ever find out that child labor is being used in their supply chain. They say they continue to have an ongoing monitoring process that actually identified potential human rights issues in Egypt last October, and this was before the BBC had gotten in touch with them about the documentary. L'Oreal says that they have since put concrete actions in place ahead of the harvest that actually starts this month. L'Oreal's official statement reads, "To drive systemic change in support of local communities in order to eliminate child labor whilst protecting the livelihood of the families who depend on jasmine picking, we have been a key player in setting up a coalition in partnership with the Egyptian government, the fragrance houses, and other industry partners. This coalition is being led by the Fair Labor Association and the International Labor Organization as part of their flagship Harvesting the Future Jasmine in Egypt project." They continued, "We are very disappointed that the BBC chose not to include our concrete actions in Egypt, which we had already started to implement before they first contacted us, and which we have actively shared with them in detail." So the way that I interpreted that was that L'Oreal was like, we told them what we were doing to address this problem, but they selectively left that out of their narrative. Regarding Estee Lauder, they have also made a statement. They said, "We believe the rights of all children should be protected, and we have contacted our suppliers to investigate this very serious matter." When the BBC presented its findings to Givaudan, the company described the findings as deeply alarming, adding, "It is incumbent upon us all to continue taking action to remove the risk of child labor entirely." As a fact to go along with this, Egypt does supply about half of the global supply of jasmine that's used across the world for various things, but mostly in fragrances. I will definitely keep my eye on any further developments in this story. It's just horribly, horribly sad, especially considering the billions of dollars that are made when these fragrances are sold to customers. It is absolutely awful. If I hear anything, I will be sure to let you know. On a much more positive note, I have a story now for you about a video that is going viral that shows a sunscreen dispensing machine in the Netherlands. I will tell you, though, that the sources that I found on this are not the best, in that I have trusted sources that I like to use and couldn't find this reported in any of those, but I figured I would mention it because there is physical evidence that these exist. I'm just not 100% sure if the details I'm presenting to you are as accurate as they're saying they are. I just don't know. They're just sources that I don't typically use. But what I did learn from sources that I trust is that last summer, the Dutch government decided to offer free sunscreen protection for their citizens. This was in response to recent research that showed that the Netherlands was facing record levels of skin cancer in its citizens. This is what those other sources said. They said that throughout the summer, sunscreen dispensers were available in several locations, from schools and universities to festivals, parks, and open spaces across the country. A government spokesperson added that it intended everyone to have access to sun protection and not be hindered by factors such as cost or convenience. Apparently, in 2020 and 2021, they had these dispensers everywhere with hand sanitizer in them. And they're talking about taking those hand sanitizer dispensers and converting them into sunscreen dispensers. In this video, it seems that this particular sunscreen dispenser is sponsored by Nivea. Take a look.
Hollanda'da bedava ücretsiz gratis güneş kremi. Buraya elinizi koyuyorsunuz. Bakın elime güneş kremi geliyor. Hem de Nivea'nınmış. Gelin süreyim, kim istiyor? Serap. Elini uzatmak istiyor içeriye. Elini uzatmak istiyor.
First, I want to say I absolutely love this idea because you know I am a strong advocate for sunscreen use. I just got back from the Bahamas, and as you can see, you can't tell I just went to the Bahamas, and I did that on purpose because I don't want skin cancer. Therefore, I did not partake in the sun as much as possible. And when I was in the sun, I used a plethora of sunscreen. Huge sunscreen advocate over here. But that being said, I don't think this would work with all populations around the world, especially in the United States, because a lot of Americans are assholes. For lack of a better term, this is why we can't have nice things. I can see Americans abusing this in that they may take a bottle and squirt all the sunscreen in the bottle and then take it home, or they may destroy the machines or somehow tamper with them to make it so that they don't work for other people.
I also think that keeping these machines stocked would be a problem, that people would use so much of it because we know we need to use a lot of sunscreen. People would use so much of it that they would be hard to keep filled.
I've just seen this kind of stuff go really bad here, so I'm actually quite jealous of the Netherlands and the Dutch people, and that they can have nice things. Because I really don't think it would fly here. I think it would just depend on where they were put. I think that maybe some communities, they would be safer than other communities, because of course the United States is not a monolith. There's all kinds of communities out there, but I'm kind of jealous. Let me just say that. I am kind of jealous. And I wish that people weren't awful. I wish that this could exist everywhere around the world because it really is a fantastic idea. In business news this week, I have a story that may feel repetitive because, of course, e.l.f. is still crushing it. It's like, we've been saying this for 20 quarters, that e.l.f. has been crushing it. Now we're saying it for the 21st quarter. e.l.f. is crushing it. So their latest numbers came in for fiscal year of 2024, and it marked their strongest year of net sales growth on record. Their CEO, Tarang Amin, said due to a continuation of exceptional, consistent, category-leading growth. In quarter four, they grew by a net sales of 71%. and expanded their market share by 325 base points, marking their 21st consecutive quarter of net sales and marketing share growth. He continued, as we look ahead, we believe we are still in the early innings of unlocking the full potential. The early innings, 21 quarters in, of unlocking the full potential we see for e.l.f. Beauty across cosmetic, skincare, and international markets. I will not throw all the numbers at you because it can get really repetitive and, mushy gushy. So if you want to read the full article, all my articles are always linked down below. But here are the main points that I saw. Net sales increased by 71% to $321.1 million for the fiscal year of 2024. Net sales increased by 77% to $1.024 billion. They broke $1 billion. That's a lot. That's a lot. Both metrics were credited to a strength across retailer and e-commerce channels. Another thing to keep an eye out for with e.l.f. was their acquisition of Susan Yara's Naturium. That happened on October 4th of 2024 for $333 million. Rumor has it the Naturium is coming to Ulta Beauty very soon. But even with that, e.l.f. realizes that their growth can't last forever. They said that they expect the growth not to go down, but to just slow down a little bit in this next year. For its fiscal 2025 outlook, they predict that net sales growth will be moderate between 20 and 22% for $1.23 to $1.25 billion in sales. Still, that's a lot of camo concealer. It's a lot. Speaking of Ulta, they've had some ups and downs recently. They're kind of flatlining right now as far as their business growth. It seems that they had an uptick in sales in quarter one of the calendar year of 2024 with net sales growth of 3.5%. Earlier this year, Ulta had experienced a drop in their shares that was more than expected. But like I was saying, it's more of a flatline kind of situation. It's very, very slow growth. So Ulta's gross profit did increase 1.4% from $1.07 billion this quarter compared to $1.05 billion the previous quarter. But this may be due to a variety of factors. So the first one is that during the first quarter of 2024, Ulta opened 12 new stores and then they closed 2 stores. They also relocated 1 store. By the end of quarter one, the company operated 1,395 stores total. So opening those stores may have decreased some of their profits. The other thing is that there was also an increase in inventory ordered, and that was because they had a lot of new brands that were coming to Ulta. They had to stock those new stores, and they also have an expansion of their distribution centers. To encourage that continued growth, another story was that DoorDash is expanding their partnership with Ulta in that you will now be able to DoorDash all of your Ulta Beauty needs across all 50 states within the US. It is tough competition out there. And again, I will keep my eye on it and let you know if anything happens for the good or for the bad with Ulta. And finally, for it's not really a lighthearted story this week, but it's more of like a doing good story this week. And it's not lighthearted because it surrounds the topic of cancer. Because of course, one of the most devastating things a person can learn about themselves is that they've been diagnosed with cancer. And it can lead to all kinds of unexpected emotions and things happening in your life that you just didn't plan. There are so many questions and so much uncertainty, and it's absolutely terrifying. But there is a company called Lipstick Angels, and they want to bring some peace to people who have been diagnosed with cancer and bring them some joy. They've started a partnership with Tower Cancer Research Foundation, and through the partnership, they are providing essential beauty and wellness support classes to the cancer community, specifically in Los Angeles. It's led by oncology-trained makeup artists and estheticians. The classes will be deeply rooted in education, offering participants valuable insights and techniques tailored to their unique needs. The overarching goal of these sessions is to cultivate an environment centered on self-care, education, and community support. The CEO of Tower Center Cancer Foundation, his name is Christopher Clinton Conway, said in a statement, "This first of its kind collaboration will extend to impact a wider audience, creating a more significant and successful outcome than we could have achieved individually." And the CEO of Lipstick Angels, her name is Renata Helfman, she added, "Amidst
the challenges of battling cancer, it's crucial for individuals to prioritize self-care and well-being. Through this collaboration, we aim to empower individuals with the knowledge and tools they need to look and feel their best during their cancer journey. The monthly classes will cover a range of topics, including skincare, makeup techniques, and holistic wellness practices, providing attendees with practical skills to enhance their self-image and overall quality of life. Additionally, participants will have the opportunity to connect with others facing similar experiences, fostering a sense of camaraderie and support. And since I found this very, very recently to when I'm filming, I am going to look more into this because we've been talking for a while about how I have things that I would love to donate to a good cause. So I'm going to be reaching out to Lipstick Angels to see what I can do to support their program, and I will let you know what I find out. And that, my friend, was What's Up in Makeup this week. Thank you so, so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you, as always, to the What's Up in Makeup Facebook hunters. Their names are scrolling below me. Thank you for all of your submissions this week and helping me out. I really appreciate you contributing the things you find across the internet so that I can make sure that I don't miss anything. You all are awesome. Our live chat today will be at 10 a.m. Eastern. We're going to be hanging out, talking about things that are happening in the community. I would love for you to join us, but if you can't, it is no problem at all. It is very easy to find on the replay. The easiest way to find it is to hit the subscribe button or to already be subscribed. Just go to your subscription feed. It should just be hanging out there. But if you can't find it there because you're not subscribed and you don't want to subscribe for some reason, don't make me cry, but but it's fine. It's fine. You do what you want to do. But if you don't want to subscribe, it's just a little bit more difficult. You got to go to my channel page and then you got to click on the live tab. That's where they're all housed. Or you can go in the description of this video. There is a link to the What's Been Makeup live chat podcast. That's where all of the live streams are from the beginning of 2023 until now. And if you are enjoying What's Been Makeup so much that you don't want to go, you're not ready to go, and especially if you didn't see our What's Been Makeup episode that we did 3 weeks ago before I went on vacation, YouTube should be recommending a couple videos over here to watch. The bottom one is going to be the top news segment from 3 weeks ago. The top one, YouTube is actually going to pick that one for you based on your recent viewing history, what video they think you're going to enjoy. But if you do have to go, I get it. You got stuff to do. It is no problem at all. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did. And mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very, very soon. Bye!